up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with Clean Green Lawn Service in rainy South Georgia. Hey, remember when I was talking about how dry it is and we need rain? We got it. We got it. Look at there, Z-Man over. Z-Man, man, who comes to work dressed like that?
Who goes to work raining when you do all work outside?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't. He's not working. I wouldn't want him to think he was. He'd be trying to get a check when we get home, man. We just out piddling around. Did get a call from a customer. Well, not a customer.
Maybe
a customer. Said needs his grass cut, you know, wants to be on the schedule, blah, 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 blah. Then he told me what the last guy was doing it for. So we pulled up the address, and when I get the address, when somebody sends me their address, I always look it up and I map it out on Google. Google's got this neat little feature. You can measure everything to how many square feet you got, divide it by 43,560 and see how many acres it is, unless you use square footage. We cut big properties, so we don't really deal with square footage other than to get acreage. So anyway, the roughly about 43,000 square feet in an acre. So you just divide it out. This thing come out to be it because he said. I said, well, how big is your property? I don't know. It's 3 houses or three lots.
3 big lots.
Yeah. And I thought, well, you know, a lot. What's a lot, man? And then he said, you know, he had a guy cutting it last year. He moved to Florida, and he said the dude was doing it for $100. So I might be driving 6 or 7 miles one way for nothing. Huh?
Like 4 or 5.
Was it 4 or 5? Well, I know it's 6 to the end of the road down here, and I'm sure that's further than to the end of the road. But anyway, there again, Z-Man knows all things, so we'll check it. He says it's 4 miles. We'll check it. I say 6 plus, but anyway.
We're at 3 miles right now.
3 miles now
3.6
to get there. Yeah. Well, we probably done been 3 miles. I don't know. 2 miles. I don't know. Anyway, it's definitely over 4 then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Just 4.7
Gotcha. Oh, did you hit directions though? Because a lot of times when it calculates and adds the roads in, it makes it longer. Anyway, we're gonna go down here and take a look at it. And you know, I mapped it out real quick. I'm not even sure that what I'm looking at may not all be his property, but I mapped it out real quick, and I come up with about like 2.7 acres, which is, you know, and if all this is his, one of the properties has a pool on it, because he did say something about him and his daughter and, you know, whatever. But here's the deal. Now, I didn't tell him this on the phone because he lives close to me, so I'm gonna go look. But if somebody was doing it for $100 last year and that was a fair price, you know, he's obviously not gonna get that price this year, because, you know, most everybody has gone up. You know, if you had a $60 yard, it's probably 65, at least maybe 70 this year. You know, a $100 yard has probably, you know, probably 15% increase. So a $100 yard's $115, and I know some people have gone up 25%. You know, some maybe a little under, maybe 10%, but still, and the fuel's still going up. So you got to quote it at today's market, and you know, so he may or may not understand that, and it's fine because we don't even need it. We don't even need it, but we're still going to look at it, because that's another hour Z-Man can get a week. Well, every 2 weeks, and he needs all the hours. He needs all the hours he can get. Well, it's a bi-weekly.
I mean, I could take the job for myself for $100.
There you go. There you go. Z-Man's gonna branch out and do his own thing. So we see how that worked for one Saturday. And here he is back. So anyway, let's get out here and check this out. I've been talking without the record button on, and I was recording without knowing it a while ago. So anyway, maybe I plugged some of that in, or either this thing stopped. Sometimes it'll do that. But anyway, so we yeah, I told the guy we had looked at what I mapped out was more than what needs to be done. And so, you know, I gave him the price, which was 30% more than what he had been paying. But it's just based on our rate, $65 an acre, basically. And, you know, for yards 2 acres and less, or around 2 acres and less. I mean, that's what we're doing now. I was doing 60, just trying to compensate a little bit for the fuel, so another $5 an acre. You know, I think it's a fair price around here where we live at. And so, you know, and I told him, I said, hey, no shortage of people around, call somebody else, you know, get you some other prices. How many did he say he'd call, Z?
6 people.
He called 6 people. We were the only ones to come out, and the rest of...
he said, then the second time, he said...
They didn't even call him.
Yeah.
So I don't know, something sounded a little weird, but he said either they were booked. He first said either they were all booked or just didn't want to come out. And then he said they didn't call him back. So maybe it's probably a combination of both. Some of them probably didn't call him, and the ones that did didn't want to come do it. So I told him what the price was, and he said, okay, well, I'm waiting on you. So there we go. Another customer. Seemed like a pretty nice guy.
Pretty easy job.
Yeah, it's not a bad job. Trimming will not be that bad. The first time it's going to be a little bit more, and it ain't really a cleanup. I didn't even give him a cleanup price, because again, it's really not that bad.
Just like every 2 weeks kind of program.
Yeah. It's not going to be bad. Drain fields will probably be bad, but that's about it. So a lot of centipede, I think, out there in the middle, or whatever it is not growing much. So we're gonna throw him on the schedule, and yeah, I don't even know how many we up to now. Probably back up around 40 now. You know, if you count each property individual, especially. So, yep. How much would you charge him, Z? Because Z wants to be my negotiator.
About 150.
150. Z would have went 150 on it. So Z said no mercy. He don't care if they're in a wheelchair, amputee, any of that stuff. That stuff don't matter, does it, Z? What you looking for? The police car? You got a warrant?
No. I don't think.
Z-Man was looking around like they was gonna turn around or something.
I mean, you are holding your camera.
I video him, just like these other people do on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sir, you don't have the right. Why are you pulling me over? Am I being detained? Now, see, I can't stand that, I'm gonna be honest. I know there's some bad police officers, but when people taunt the police like that, even though they might know the law better than that particular officer, in my mind, I'm rooting for the officer to reach in the window and grab them by the neck. And the video camera to go off, you know. And I know there's some bad police officers, but you know, I don't understand. Some people there are people on YouTube that make a living off of YouTube messing with police officers. They get pulled over, so, you know, they get pulled over so they can. I guess. I mean, that's what the videos make it seem like anyway. They have a tough job. I respect what they do. So anyway, that'll be another video. But we got the job, so when we get over there, you know, we'll show you. We may try to knock it down tomorrow for him. Go ahead and get it under control. And we got a couple of things he wants us to cut out of the bed, pull out of the bed, a few little vines. He negotiated that he'd throw 20. How much did I tell him to cut? I told him 130, right? Yeah, so he'd throw $20 in there for us to cut them trees out of his hedges, I guess. So I was like, okay, whatever, dude. But he seemed like a nice older gentleman. Anyway, that's it, man. Appreciate you riding along with us. Hope you enjoyed it. You know what we charge an acre now. We gave you some real numbers. So maybe that'll help somebody out. Anyway, appreciate you watching. My prayer for you is always the same, that the Lord might richly bless you, that you might see all of your blessings as from Him. Have a great day.